Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into something today I think a lot of us are always interested in, right? Boosting brain power. And I know the idea of going through a whole list of brain foods can be a bit daunting.
Oh, absolutely.
We've actually got research on 20 different foods, but that's what we're here for, right? To break it down.
Exactly. We're going to sift through all of it and highlight the most interesting and, most importantly, actionable stuff so you don't have to.
So ready to get started. Unlock those brain power secrets.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first. I think we got to start with omega-3 fatty acids.
Of course, the superstars of brain nutrition.
Right. I mean, we've all heard, salmon, mackerel, those are good for you. But they're not just good, they're like brain food.
They really are. Especially when you're talking about DHA. That's a specific type of omega-3 that's, well, it's a major part of brain cells.
So it's like building blocks for our brain.
Exactly. DHA is that high-quality building material for strong, well-connected brain cells.
Okay, so it's not just like adding brain cells, it's making sure the ones we have are like top-notch.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. Now, what about walnuts? I know those are supposed to be good for omega-3s too.
They are, and that's actually what makes them kind of unique compared to other nuts.
Okay.
Most nuts are great, don't get me wrong, but walnuts stand out because they provide plant-based DHA. So for people who don't eat fish, that's really important.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got our building blocks.
Right.
What else do our brains need to, really function at their best?
Well, just like any complex machine, our brains, unfortunately, produce free radicals.
Ah, yeah, the damage over time thing.
Right, and those can really damage cells over time. So that's where antioxidants come in.
Okay, so antioxidants are like the defenders.
Exactly, protecting the brain.
What are some of the top contenders in that category?
Well, our research highlights a few real all-stars. Blueberries, for example, are packed with anthocyanins.
Oh.
Those are a type of antioxidant that actually improves communication between brain cells.
Oh, wow. So they're like, what, tiny messengers?
Yeah.
Making sure our brain cells can actually chat effectively.
That's a great way to put it.
That's pretty cool. So what about dark chocolate?
Aye.
Is it really as good for the brain as, everyone says it is?
There's actually quite a bit of evidence supporting that claim. Dark chocolate is full of flavonols. That's another type of antioxidant. And research suggests that those may actually protect the brain from damage and even improve how well it functions.
So a little dark chocolate is actually like brain care.
It can be. As part of a balanced diet, of course.
Always.
It's definitely something to feel good about.
I like that. All right, now I know turmeric is also considered like a brain-boosting powerhouse. Why is that?
You could thank curcumin for that.
Curcumin?
Yeah, it's what gives turmeric that bright yellow color. And it's also a really potent anti-inflammatory.
Oh.
And an antioxidant.
So it's like a double whammy?
Exactly. Protection from two angles. Studies have linked curcumin to a lower risk of cognitive decline.
Okay.
And even Alzheimer's disease. There's even research suggesting it might boost mood, maybe even help manage depression.
Wow. So we're not just talking about thinking sharper, it's also potentially a brighter mood.
It seems that way.
That's pretty amazing. All right, so what other antioxidant champions do we have?
You can't forget a classic, right? Oranges. They're packed with vitamin C.
Oh, of course.
Another powerful antioxidant.
I feel like I always hear about vitamin C for immune system stuff.
It is, but it's also crucial for protecting brain cells from those pesky free radicals.
Interesting. It's like a reminder that all the systems in our bodies are connected, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got our omega-3s for building and antioxidants for defense. What other essential nutrients do we need for our brains to function, optimally?
Well, there's one that's often overlooked. Choline.
Choline.
Yeah, it's kind of the unsung hero of brain health.
Mm-hmm.
Our bodies use it to produce acetylcholine, and that's a neurotransmitter. It plays a key role in memory, learning, even muscle control.
Neurotransmitters, aren't those the messengers that allow our brain cells to talk to each other?
Exactly. If we don't have enough choline, our brains can't send those messages properly. And that can lead to, memory problems, trouble concentrating, even mood swings.
Wow. I really had no idea choline was so important. So where can we get it?
One of the best sources is actually eggs, specifically the yolk.
Wait, I thought egg yolks were bad for you because of the cholesterol.
That's a pretty common misconception. Egg yolks do contain cholesterol, but dietary cholesterol doesn't really affect blood cholesterol levels for most people. What's more important is that egg yolks are packed with nutrients, especially choline, and vitamin B12, both really good for the brain.
So don't be afraid of the yolk?
Not at all. If you want a healthy brain, eat the whole egg, yolk and all.
Okay, good to know. It seems like so many foods we already enjoy are actually, boosting our brain power.
That's the best part. By choosing the right foods, we're really setting ourselves up for better cognitive function throughout life.
Exactly. I love that. Okay, so I know we have a whole section on leafy greens. Why are they so good for our brains?
Leafy greens are like nutritional powerhouses. For the whole body, really, but especially the brain. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all supporting cognitive function in different ways.
So, spinach, kale, collard greens, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Got it. So what makes them so good for the brain specifically?
Well, for one, they're a great source of vitamin K.
Okay.
That's crucial for forming something called the myelin sheath, which surrounds nerve cells.
What does that do?
It's like insulation. It allows signals to travel faster and more efficiently in the brain.
Oh, so it keeps the brain's wiring in top shape.
You got it. And on top of that, leafy greens are full of folate.
Which we need for?
Neurotransmitters, right.
Yeah.
Making sure those brain cells can communicate properly.
Wow, it's amazing how all of this works together.
It is.
So anything else in leafy greens that contributes to brain health?
Oh, definitely. They're a good source of iron, which is super important for oxygen transport to the brain.
Of course, we need oxygen for everything.
Right. And then there are antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin.
Okay.
Those have been linked to a lower risk of, age-related cognitive decline.
So I'm hearing that leafy greens are a must-have if you want to boost your brain power.
Pretty much. Making them a regular part of your diet is a fantastic way to support overall brain health and how well your brain functions.
Okay, so far we've talked about omega-3s, antioxidants, choline, and leafy greens.
All essential stuff.
Right. But before we move on to some of the other brain-boosting foods on our list, what stands out to you the most so far?
I think what's most fascinating is how all these nutrients work together. It's not about finding just one magic food. It's about eating a diverse, nutrient-rich diet, nourishing your brain from all angles.
Like building a strong foundation.
Exactly. Give your brain what it needs to thrive.
I love that. Okay, I'm ready for more brain-boosting foods. What's next?
Well, you can't talk about brain health without talking about beets.
Beets? Really? I know they're good for your heart, but what do they have to do with the brain?
They're full of nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in the body.
Okay.
Nitric oxide is a powerful molecule. It relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving blood flow everywhere, including to the brain.
So beets are like traffic controllers for our brains, making sure everything flows smoothly.
That's a great analogy. And studies show that beet juice can actually improve cognitive function.
Really?
Especially in older adults.
That's incredible. It seems like beets are more than just a pretty color on our plates.
They really are. Proof that food can support our health in some pretty amazing ways.
I'm definitely putting beets on my grocery list this week. Okay, this is all so fascinating. What else do we have?
We've got a whole category of brain-boosting foods coming up that are not only good for you, but also really tasty.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Think nuts and seeds.
Oh, I'm all about nuts and seeds. Right.
I mean, I always have like a handful in my yogurt or trail mix or something.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I kind of just grab whatever's on sale.
Sure.
So is there really a difference when it comes to like brain benefits?
There are actually some differences. Pumpkin seeds, for example, they're kind of the underdogs.
Pumpkin seeds?
Yeah, but they're an amazing source of magnesium.
Okay.
And that's really important for nerve function. Helps regulate those neurotransmitters we were talking about.
So it's not just a Halloween thing then?
Definitely not. They really can impact mood and how well your brain functions.
Interesting. Okay, what about like other nuts and seeds? Are there any that are particularly good for specific brain benefits?
Well, almonds are a great source of vitamin E. That's a powerful antioxidant, protects those brain cells from damage.
Okay.
They also have riboflavin, which helps with energy production in the brain.
So little power packs, basically.
Totally.
Okay. What about flax seeds?
Yeah.
I know they're high in omega-3s, but is there anything else going on there? Flax seeds are unique because they're a really good source of ALA.
ALA.
Yeah, it's a plant-based omega-3. Your body can actually convert it into DHA.
Oh, the one that's so important for brain structure.
That's the one. They're also packed with fiber, which is, good for gut health.
Right.
And there's more and more research suggesting that a healthy gut is actually connected to good cognitive function.
Wow, so it's all connected.
It is.
That's fascinating. Okay, what about chia seeds? Those are super popular right now. Do they actually live up to the hype when it comes to brain power?
They do. Chia seeds are a nutritional powerhouse. Omega-3s, fiber, antioxidants.
Okay.
Plus, they're a good source of iron, which we know is essential for getting oxygen to the brain.
So tiny but mighty brain boosters.
Exactly.
All right, last question on nuts and seeds. What about sunflower seeds? I love them, but are they actually good for my brain?
Sunflower seeds are a great source of vitamin E and selenium, both of which are antioxidants. Plus, they're rich in thiamine, a B vitamin that's essential for energy production in the brain.
So it really seems like all nuts and seeds have their own unique brain-boosting benefits.
That's right. Aim for variety.
Variety is key.
Exactly. That way you're getting a wide range of those brain-supporting nutrients.
Great advice. Okay, moving on from the snack aisle, let's talk about a beverage that's, famous for helping you focus.
Oh, you mean green tea?
Yes, green tea. I know some people who, swear by it for productivity.
Well, they're onto something. Green tea is really great for brain health.
Okay.
It's got this unique combination of caffeine and L-theanine.
L-theanine.
It's an amino acid that promotes relaxation, and it actually enhances those cognitive benefits of caffeine.
So it's like alertness without the jitters.
Exactly.
I can see why people like it for work then, and it really does, improve brain function.
Studies show that green tea can boost cognitive function, including memory, attention, and processing speed.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, now I have to ask about coffee. I can't imagine life without my morning coffee. But I've heard such conflicting things about how it affects the brain.
Yeah, it's definitely controversial.
Can you help clear up some of the confusion?
Well, when consumed in moderation, coffee can actually be quite beneficial for the brain.
So it's not the villain it's sometimes made out to be?
Not at all. Coffee is a rich source of antioxidants.
Okay.
And of course, caffeine.
Yeah.
Which can improve alertness, focus, all that good stuff.
So my morning coffee is actually giving my brain a boost.
It can.
Yeah.
But it's really important to pay attention to your individual response to caffeine.
Right.
If you get anxiety or have trouble sleeping, you might want to cut back or avoid it altogether.
Okay. Good advice. Listen to your body, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, now I want to talk about avocados. I love avocados.
Who doesn't?
Right. So I know they're full of healthy fats, but what makes them stand out from other healthy fats when it comes to brain health?
Avocados are an amazing source of monounsaturated fats.
Okay.
And those have been shown to improve blood flow to the brain, especially in older adults.
So they're taking care of our blood vessels.
Exactly. Making sure the brain gets all the oxygen and nutrients it needs.
I love it. Guacamole is officially brain food.
Right.
Okay, so what about whole grains? Those are important for, overall health, but how do they specifically help the brain?
Whole grains provide the brain with a steady stream of glucose.
Okay.
That's its main source of fuel, so it's really important.
So they keep our brains energized.
Exactly. And functioning at their best.
So what kind of whole grains are we talking about here?
Think oats, quinoa, brown rice, whole wheat bread, and pasta. Those are all great choices.
And those are better than white bread or white rice, right?
Yes. Refined grains don't have the bran and germ, which have most of the fiber and nutrients.
Okay.
So they're digested really quickly. And that can lead to those sugar spikes and crashes.
Right, which makes you feel tired and foggy.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Whole grains for the win.
Mm.
What about tomatoes? I know they're heart healthy, but I had no idea they were connected to brain health.
Tomatoes are actually a really good source of lycopene.
Lycopene.
It's a super powerful antioxidant.
Okay.
And it's really good at protecting brain cells from damage.
Wow. Tiny shields.
Right. And some studies even suggest that tomatoes might help slow down dementia symptoms.
That's incredible.
It really is.
Hmm.
Food is amazing.
Okay, so before we move on, I want to circle back to leafy greens for a sec.
Sure.
We talked about all their benefits, but is there anything else we should know about them specifically for brain health?
It's worth emphasizing that they're really high in folate.
Okay.
Which, like we said, is crucial for making neurotransmitters. And it's especially important during pregnancy.
Ah, for the baby's developing brain.
Exactly. So, expecting moms, eat your leafy greens.
Really good advice. What else about folate and the brain?
Well, not having enough folate has been linked to cognitive decline, even an increased risk of dementia.
Okay.
So making sure you're getting enough folate throughout life is really important.
So leafy greens, good for developing brains, good for aging brains.
They really are a nutritional powerhouse.
Amazing. Is there anything else about them, or should we move on?
Well, just to add, they're also a great source of iron.
Oh, right, which helps get oxygen to the brain.
Exactly. And they're so versatile. Smoothies, salads, soups.
So many options.
Right. You can really add them to anything.
Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. Omega-3s, antioxidants, choline, leafy greens, beets, nuts and seeds, green tea, coffee, avocados, whole grains, and tomatoes. That's a lot. What's the big takeaway here?
I think the biggest takeaway is it's not about finding that one magic food.
Right.
It's about understanding that, what we eat can really impact how our brains work.
Yeah.
And by eating a variety of these brain-boosting foods,
Right.
we're basically investing in our long-term brain health.
I like that. Investing in our brain health makes it feel like, I don't know, like we have more control over how our brains age.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start making those investments.
Right.
Every meal is a chance to nourish your brain and help it function better.
So it's not about changing everything overnight.
No.
It's about making small changes over time.
Exactly. Even little things like, swapping white bread for whole wheat.
Yeah.
Or adding some almonds to your snack.
Those little things make a difference.
They really do in the long run.
That's good to know. Okay, so we've explored a lot of brain-boosting foods.
We have.
Omega-3s, antioxidants, choline, leafy greens, beets, nuts and seeds, green tea, coffee, avocados, whole grains, tomatoes. What's the one thing you hope people take away from all of this?
I hope they feel empowered.
Empowered.
Yeah, they have the power to give their brains what they need to stay, sharp and focused.
And resilient.
Exactly, throughout their life.
I love that. Food isn't just about, pleasure or survival. It's a tool to shape our brains.
Exactly. And that's what makes all this research so exciting. We're always learning new things about how food and our brains are connected.
It's a journey of discovery.
It really is. And we've only just scratched the surface.
That's so cool. Well, I'm definitely inspired to pay more attention to what I'm eating.
Me too.
So are there any other, brain-boosting strategies you're excited about? Besides the foods, I mean.
Oh, definitely. The gut microbiome is a really interesting area.
The gut microbiome.
Yeah, there's research suggesting that a healthy gut can actually influence brain function.
Really?
Yeah, and even mood.
Wow, that's fascinating.
So things like fermented foods, probiotics,
Okay.
those are worth looking into.
So a whole ecosystem inside us.
It is. Our bodies are so complex.
Right.
And everything's connected.
Yeah, it all matters.
It does. Food, sleep, stress, it all affects our brains.
So a holistic approach.
Exactly. Taking care of yourself, mind, and body.
To keep that brain healthy.
Yeah, it's a lifelong journey.
I love that. Well, I think we've given everyone a lot to think about today.
I hope so.
So, which of these foods are you most excited to add to your diet? And what other brain-boosting strategies are you curious about? Let us know. Share your thoughts and questions on social media. We always love hearing from you. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.